Education is a topic which is close to our Aretha Capital mission, and it is also close, important topic for many families all over the world. We have found through our hundreds of interviews with clients that one of the key reasons why families in Asia consider alternative residency or citizenship is because of the education and career prospects that this type of investment allows for their children to benefit from. So we would like to talk about education in Cyprus and specifically the UCLan University of Cyprus with Maria Aresti. Maria is a senior student recruitment officer at UCLan University in Cyprus. She started her career as a modern language teacher, translator, and interpreter. Today, in her position at UCLan, she enjoys advising and guiding students and showing them the path to academic and career success. In parallel to her work, she's also pursuing a postgraduate degree in the university, so she has first-hand experience of student life. So welcome, Maria.
Thank you, Barsek. Thank you.
I would like to start off by asking you to give our international audience an overview about the education system in Cyprus, about the private and public schools and the universities that we have, so that they have an overall picture of the education. And then we will talk about UCLan specifically.
So let me start by saying that the education in Cyprus is of a very high standard and of a very high quality. Education, both for the Cypriots and for the foreign people who are permanently in Cyprus, plays a major and a very important role. So this makes both the public sector, the public education, and the private education sector to always try to improve and to offer to the students the best they can. So the university education in Cyprus, but even before the university education, we offer to the students both public education and private education in the high school, secondary school. Usually the education lasts around 6 to 7 years if we're talking about the private education, while for the private schools, for the public schools, I'm sorry, it's 6 years. So every student, English-speaking student, has the chance of attending private schools in Cyprus and then following to a private university in Cyprus. Besides the private universities that we have in Cyprus, we also have the public ones, but of course they offer Greek-speaking programs, as well as the other private universities in Cyprus. We're talking about 5 private universities, so even just by the number, we can understand the importance of having such a small country with so many universities, how much we try to improve the education. So it's important to mention that most of the programs in Cyprus are taught in Greek language, and this is what makes the British University of Cyprus different. Because we're a British university, everything is in English. It's worth to mention that all of the degrees that are offered in Cyprus are recognized by the EU members, the EU standards, and the assurance they get as recognized institutions. It's also important to mention that the location of Cyprus helps a lot if somebody wants to study here, because the students will get eventually the chance of traveling and using any mobility programs, like, for example, for the EU students, we have the Erasmus program. It makes it really easy for them to travel around and open their horizons. Another thing to mention is the safety. Cyprus is for sure a safe destination, and we're ranked in the #1 globally safety for the young people, which is an important factor for the students and the parents.
Yes, definitely. We have, let me just add that we have a low crime rate, low drug use, no alcohol, very low alcoholism. We are fortunate that we have such good statistics.
That's true.
Yeah. So thank you, Maria, for that introduction about education. So let's move on to UCLan. So tell us why you would what are in a slide of 3 minutes. Why is UCLan a good place to study for international students? As you know, our audience are from all over the world, and we would like you to talk about UCLan as a place to study for them.
Okay, so the University of Central Lancashire in Cyprus is the first and the only British university, first of all, in Cyprus. So we're lucky to have this university in Cyprus because we can combine many factors like the safety we discussed before, as well as the Britishness, and being a British university in such a safe environment, in a better weather than in the UK, because we all know how the weather is in the UK. So it's like a small educational paradise, if I can call it like that. Now, UCLan has more than 10 reasons to give to somebody who is interested and choose UCLan. Now, first of all, we are allowed and we do give to our graduates a dual award. We give a double award. This means that we give to the students that they graduate one certificate from UCLan in the UK. This means that they are graduates of a British, and indeed British university, and we also give them one certificate from UCLan in Cyprus. What's the importance of this? The importance is that they actually get 2 certificates that are widely recognized. They are recognized by the quality assurance of the UK, and they also get the Cyprus certificate, which is recognized by the Ministry of Education in Cyprus and by all the other EU members. So they get 2 certificates recognized worldwide. So I would say that that is the most important reason. Secondly, the question of Brexit might come in someone's mind when we're talking about British University. We do not, we're not at all affected by the Brexit in Cyprus. Even though we are the same university and we're not a franchise, it's the same university in a different campus. So even though we are a British university, we're not in any way affected by that. Our fees will remain in the standards of the Cyprus fees, and there's no change on that. No, nothing will change for our current students and for the future students. The other thing I would say that is really, really important is the employment rate that we have for the students, which is, it's what matters after they graduate actually. 85% of our students, of our graduates, manage to get to be employed immediately after they graduate. So this is the most important part, both for the parents and for the student, because they know that as soon as they will be out of the university, they will somehow end up in very, very good companies and in very good businesses in Cyprus and abroad. And we have many examples for that, because of all the programs that we're offering. They do have a practical, they do have internships, but we can discuss that a bit later. And the other thing that I would say is really important is the tuition fees. We are offering the British education, the British quality, but in almost half the fees than in the UK.
That's an important point. So British education with Cyprus fees is a very good point. Yes. So thank you, Maria, for that. So let's now move on to talking about the courses that are available at UCLan Cyprus. We will have two slides now, one for the undergraduate and then the postgraduate. So tell us about the courses that you offer and which ones are the popular ones from your current student body.
Okay. Let me start by saying that we have 3 different schools in UCLan Cyprus. We have the School of Business and Management, we have the School of Law, and we have the School of Sciences. Under each school, we have the undergraduate courses and we have the postgraduate courses. As we see on the slide, here we have just the undergraduate programs that we are offering. And what I guarantee is that all 3 schools have the same high standard, because all of our academic staff are PhD holders, they are research active, they write articles in some of the best magazines in regards to their field. So having academic staff that are active, research active, makes the standard of the university go higher. Now, about the School of Business and Management, we can see in red color as well that the Business Administration and the Hospitality and Tourism Management are two of the courses that are in high demand. Of course, we have the Accounting and Finance, which is also a very high in demand, and this is also because of a collaboration we have with the ACCA. We're trying to give under each course, we're trying to give the students opportunities and both to work like as internships and opportunities for their future. So by working, let's say during the summer as an internship job, they then ask them and they want them to join their company once they graduate. So usually some of the students, they manage to get a contract even before they graduate.
Oh,
now, talking about, yeah, it's impressive actually.
yes.
Moving on to the School of Law now, what is important is that the Bachelor of Laws that we have, the LLB course that we have, of course, it's recognized in the UK and in Cyprus. But what each student needs to have in mind with that is that depending on the country they will choose to practice the profession, they may be requested to take additional exams because of the country's regulation. We always mention that to the student, so it's important to always have it in mind. Now, under the School of Sciences, we have many courses, but what I would say stands out is the Web Design and Development, which is a very innovative course, I would say, and the Sport and Exercise Science. Now, about the Web Design and Development, the title may sound quite simple, but it's not simple. How I call the specific course is that you design the technological world that we see around us. So our students with this course have the chance to work both as freelancers and in companies. So again, we come and we combine the hands-on experience with the theory that we have in all our programs.
Okay. So thank you very much. So let's move on to the postgraduate programs. But here, please also talk about the careers that you see people after undergraduate. Some will go for studying, for masters. Others will go for careers. So talk to us a little bit about the careers that your students also take afterwards. And also, as we mentioned earlier, that you are studying for the MBA. Tell us about the MBA program also.
Okay. Again, we have 3 schools and we have the postgraduate programs. The MBA course, I'm starting with the last question, it's again one of the courses that are high in demand. This is because we tend to get applications from students who have just graduated from their undergraduate course, but also we get more applications from people who are mature students, as we call them, and who are already in the business. Okay, so they're trying to broaden their education, their knowledge, and by doing the MBA that we are offering at UCLan, they totally get that. This is also one of the reasons why I chose to do it myself. by doing the specific MBA course, you go through all the basic things that a business includes. You graduate and you have the basic knowledge of everything. You do a bit of accounting, you do the data analytics, which is a major trend at the moment. You do advertising, you do marketing, you do the human resource. So you really get into the business with the MBA. That's why we mostly get applications from people who are already working, because they know how the business field works, but they really need the theory as well to understand why it works as it works. So this is one of the courses that it's really in high demand. And the other one, I would say that it's under the Business and Management School. It's the Internship in International Tourism, Hospitality and Event Management. This is a course, of course, that is high in demand because of the destination. Cyprus is known as a touristic destination, so this combines that industry. About the School of Law, we have the three LLMs. We have the LLM, the general one, and we have two more LLMs which are under the general LLM, but they get it in a more specific title. Again, these courses, the two LLMs that we are offering, LLMs that we're offering, are chosen by people, by mature students who are already working. So we see lately a trend that the students will finish with their bachelor, they will start working, they will not lose an opportunity of getting a job in a company, let's say, just for their masters. Okay, so they start working and they later on pursue the postgraduate program. And this is because the business thing is changing very fast. So they need to follow it with the accordingly and the appropriate postgraduate programs. Now, about the School of Sciences, we have the forensic psychology, which we are actually one of the universities in Cyprus that offers this course with a practical part, due to the collaborations and the internships that we're offering as a university.
Okay. Okay, so Maria, you there?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So thank you very much for a very comprehensive presentation about education in Cyprus and about your University of Central Lancashire.